So this is a TP5X golf ball from TaylorMade. This is a TP5X golf ball from TaylorMade. This one released in 2023, this one released in 2024. The 2024 version is claiming to be a better, faster golf ball. So in today's video, I'm gonna test them head to head, wedges, irons, and woods, and see if the marketing and the hype is real or if they're ultimately just the same golf ball and nothing's changed. All right, so the same golf ball, but a year apart. Before I got into the numbers, I played with it. I just took it out and I played with it. Yes. The most recent episode of Break 60, I played with this for the first time. I hadn't hit any shots with it, and it performed really, really well. It felt further off the tee. There you go. With the irons, I never really had an instance where I airmailed a green because I hit a shot that just went further, but I had a couple instances where I was expecting it to go a little bit further, so I hit a shot thinking it would, and it did, I think, go a yard or two further than what I think my old ball would have done. Great instance was the 14th hole. I had 187, no real wind helping. My 7-iron is kind of right now 178 to 180. I just hit a smooth 7-iron and it probably flew 182 to 183. I had a miss hit on the very next hole with 9-iron where I came out of it just a little bit and it flew the 153, and my 9-iron is, you know, about a 153 shot. So it's not so cut and dry that you have stock yardage on every shot on the golf course and you're like, oh, well, if I hit my 9-iron 150, this new ball is gonna go 155, so I better adjust accordingly. You're always gonna have some version of a less than full shot. It's very rare that you'll just have a full shot. So you're not really gonna see it out on the golf course, but knowing what I want my golf ball to do and taking that into consideration, this thing, it felt further. I played a couple other 9 holes with it and it was doing the same thing. Then it was time to get in here and just dive into numbers, head-to-head comparison. I'm gonna test sand wedge, 8-iron, 4-iron, and driver. There's a lot of numbers, so let's go. So when I test golf clubs now for the channel, I'm typically trying to hit like a desired yardage. If I'm testing wedges, I'm trying to hit a yardage with that wedge. I'm not paying attention too much to club head speed, ball speed, all of that. I'm paying attention to the yardage and what it takes to get to that yardage. In this instance, I'm fully focused on club head speed. I want the comparison to be based on roughly the same swing speed, and then we can see what the spin, what the ball speed, what the total or what the carry is off that club head speed. So with sand wedge, I was just trying to hit an 85 mile per hour club head speed and a solid shot. So I could hit the club head speed, but maybe catch a little thin, a little heavy. I didn't use those. I used a 10 shot average, 85 miles per hour of just a solid shot. You see the 2023 shots, you see the 2024 shots. When we compare them head to head, half a yard further with 2024, spinning a little bit less, launching roughly the same, ball speed is the same. So in this instance, you're not expecting to see a great difference when it comes to your wedges, but half a yard to a yard, that's still something if you're able to control the trajectory, control the spin. The numbers are all really good. Everything's about the same. It's half a yard further. It's not groundbreaking, but on a 10 shot average, it's something. Now let's get into the 8-iron. I'm taking 10 shot average, 90 miles per hour of club head speed, basically just like a smooth 8-iron with solid contact. That's all I'm looking for when I was doing this testing, taking 10 shots. Let's see these averages. So the 2024, 2.5 yards further in the air. Ball speed is the exact same, 118.2. The spin is down about 800 RPM. That spin number is a little bit low, but the launch is fine. The apex is fine. Everything about the shot is fine. It's spinning a little bit less than the older ball, so it's flying a little bit further. So are we seeing that the ball is further or that it just spins less? This is kind of the interesting thing when we see a little bit less spin in the sand wedge, a little bit less spin in the 8-iron. What's the 4-iron all about? I'm going for about 101 was my club head speed. Just in hitting it, that just seemed to be the smooth 4-iron yardage for me. Taking 5, trying to get 10 for average with a 4-iron is just, it can be a bit hard, a little bit harder, a little bit more time. So 5 shots, 101 miles per hour of club head speed, just a solid one, 101 miles per hour. If it was thin, if it was heavy, I took it out and just tried to find 5. So the 2024, you're seeing it 219.4 yards to 216.1. So 3.5 yards further. Ball speed, half a mile more of ball speed. The club head speed, basically 0.4, a little bit more. But the spin isn't as different. We see really, really good numbers here, 44.80 to 46.55. Everything, the launch is the same. Like, there's just so many similarities. The ball speed goes up just a hair. I mean, the club head speed on average is up just a hair. But the spin, even though it's spinning less, it's not spinning considerably less to get a few more yards of carry. You're seeing this incremental increase from the new ball to the old ball. And yes, for me personally, you saw less spin, but as we get higher in the bag, the less spin isn't as considerably different, and it's a few more yards. So last but not least, driver. I was going for just like a smooth driver inside. I always swing a little bit slower inside, so I was going for kind of like the 116 to 117 mile per hour range. Outside, I can kind of sneak into 120, but 116 and a half is what I was looking for with driver. So the 2024 ball is 5 yards further in the air. Ball speed, just a smidgen more, but the club head speed on average was 0.4 miles more. Spin, a little bit less, but like really good spin. The launch is the exact same. There's so many similarities in the ball, but from all 4 of my tests, this ball flew further. But one thing that's very, very interesting when you look at the testing of all 4 of the shots I hit is the dispersion. If we look at driver, slightly tighter dispersion with driver with the 2024 ball. If we look at 4-iron, slightly tighter dispersion with the 2024 ball. If we look with 8-iron, slightly tighter dispersion with the 2024 ball. And then we look with the sand wedge, kind of the same dispersion. I shouldn't see a big difference in dispersion with a sand wedge because I'm a player. I used to be, but like I should be able to be tight with my sand wedges. But we see a little bit more distance, but we see tighter dispersion. Is it half a club further? No, it's not half a club further. Is it spinning a little bit less and maybe that's why it's a little bit further? I would say yes, but you see in the top of the bag, the drop off of spin isn't drastic. It's not ideal. The spin is still really good at the top of the bag. Lower in the bag, the spin may be a little bit low. Like it's right on the bottom end of ideal, but a little bit low. So maybe that's why I'm seeing just a few more yards in the air. But throughout the bag, you're seeing a few more yards in the air. The golf ball, it's further. The marketing of half a club, I think that's the average because I think some players will see bigger jumps. I see a couple yards. It felt further for me on the golf course. The numbers are a little bit further. I don't think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's marketing. It is a further golf ball this year than to last year's golf ball. The proof is in the pudding. Let me know down below, what golf ball are you using? Do you notice a jump in this year's golf ball to last year's golf ball? I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next one.